Everybody stay calm, do not panic. I think I have found my new golf ball for 2025 and it might potentially be one of the best, longest golf balls I've ever tested. Hi everyone, my name's James Robinson and welcome back to this YouTube channel. Today we're talking not just Callaway Chrome Tour balls, but these are the Callaway Chrome Tour Triple Diamond Golf Ball. Now, a lot of people will say, James, why do you change your golf ball? What potentially could you gain from changing your golf ball? And funnily enough, the reason why this video has taken so long for me to bring you is because I've been testing it quite a lot in my product testing as well, just to see what differences it can make to my game. We're going to play a couple of holes here today. We're going to talk some driver numbers, we're going to talk some iron stats, and we're going to see if the Callaway Chrome Tour Triple Diamond could potentially be the best ball for me and of course the best ball for you. Now, I actually spoke to the guys, the boffins as it were, at Callaway to see what potentially I could get out of this ball if I changed a few things in my setup. So we are going to talk driver a lot today, but we're also going to kind of leave it a little bit in the video because I really want you guys to know, for me, a golf ball isn't just about driver numbers, isn't just about distance, isn't just about out driving Gaz and Chris and Bobby. It's not very hard at all, Bobby, now, but it's more about everything. It's about a collective. It's about that holistic approach to better golf, to performing better golf, and to, of course, shooting lower numbers. So I've actually been testing a few bits because potentially, if we are talking about a Triple Diamond golf ball, surely it has to marry up well with a Triple Diamond driver, doesn't it? That kind of high launch, low spin mentality. And we've tweaked it a little bit. Again, the boffins at Callaway, thank you very much for your time. Jack, the middleman, as always. But let's see how this performs as a couple, because it could be a very exciting marriage made in heaven. That's the tiger line, Bob, but I think it's long. Ooh. Right, it certainly is the tiger line. It's not too bad for distance either. So guys, do me a favour, get in the comments below. What are you looking for from a golf ball in 2025? Do you want longer drives, which I think we all do? Do you want more accuracy, which of course we all do? Do you want that level of consistency, which Callaway certainly do now with the new kind of ball plants in Chicopee and things like that, and the 3D scanners that they have, the X-rays, to make sure all those. Do you remember Ballgate, where the balls were off? You don't remember? I'm talking to the wrong person, but I don't know. You're out of the loop there. But what do we have left in here? Because 112 playing 115. One of the big things you don't want if you are going to change your ball is the potential of losing something else within the game. So I'm thinking here, right, and we have kind of tweaked a few bits in here just to have a look at potentially how that high launch, low spin ball can help in relation to potentially the loft of a driver, but you don't want to lose control here around the greens where it can help you as well. That's where in testing this ball, I have found it to be pretty good. This ball isn't going to be for everyone, and it still may not be for me, but I have really enjoyed it so far. A full one of these should be good. Be the number. Be the number. Oh, that took a lovely kick, didn't it? Look at that. It like spun on the third bounce, didn't it? But I certainly think that kind of low spin model, if you can get the launch correct, will help a lot of people. But the last thing you want is a ball that's kind of dipping out of flight. And we'll discuss that more as this video goes on. Right, love a bit of control there with that ball. And again, ball, it's a Vokey wedge that we're using, so it's kind of the best of the best. And really, you would anticipate from that distance the ball to stop. We're in the rough and it is quite moist, so there's that to think about as well. It pitched near the flag actually and then just took a hop that way. Be interesting to see how many Tour Pros are using the Triple Diamond ball as well, because Tour Pros usually like that kind of low spin flight. This is a big right to left. Feels incredibly firm off the putter, but certainly something you can get used to. A lot of people do think with a putter and a golf ball combination, it doesn't really matter. A feel is just a feel. But if it feels too firm, it can potentially lead to a little bit of a struggle in distance control. I did go after that one just a bit. Let's tidy up. Oh, not gonna lie, Bob, that was a pull, but we'll take it all day and we shall move on. So just what else do Callaway say about this new Chrome Tour Triple Diamond ball? You can see that on the back of the box, it says a high performance Tour urethane cover for higher launch and low spin on full shots, with tour level greenside control. Now, you're only going to get tour level greenside control if you have a tour level short game. It's not just going to give you that element of control straight away, but I must admit, in testing so far, I have found it nice and grippy. And we also have a new optimized core that produces slightly firmer feel and exceptionally fast ball speeds for maximum distance. So there's plenty of technology in here, and I think the element of when Callaway did release the Chrome Soft LS, I found that ball really, really long. I think it performed fantastically well, especially in the studio. The numbers were really good, very similar to what we're finding with this triple diamond ball. I felt the triple diamond ball just maybe gives you a little bit more throughout the bag rather than just driver. So we're a par 3 here. I think it's about, you know what, Bob? There's no I think, is there? We have the Ion Me 2 and it is 136 playing 141. I was going to say it's about 140. So we'll take that and let's go 9 iron. And I'm going to take 2 balls with me because I want to play a high one and a low one and just see potentially if we're seeing that element of control with this ball, because with it being such a low spin ball, the last thing you want to do is lose that element of control, that tour side control. Imagine that. You buy a ball which gives you tour side control. Exactly, if only. 9 iron is the perfect club. High first or low first? High first. Right. That is lovely, isn't it? Really, really nice shot. That should be out the perfect distance. It was a lovely strike and really, really nice turf interaction. And it doesn't feel that firm with the irons. That's one of the big things I've really enjoyed with it. It doesn't feel like a pebble. It doesn't feel rock solid. It just feels like a pretty nice low spin ball. Now, can we hit the same distance with a low one? The high one was simple enough. Funnily enough, that's gone, I think, the same height, hasn't it? Is it a bit lower, do you think? I actually really, really enjoyed that as a flight, you know. Got a bit steeper on it, and be interesting to see the spin rate numbers on that, and I will throw some numbers on screen from the testing we've been doing because I have found it to be really, really consistent with these mid irons. We are going to talk driver a bit later on because it's really interesting. Like, the boffins just agreed with me, which never happens, Bob, does it? Now that's interesting because, wow, yeah, it's good that, isn't it? So the high one's pretty much stopped dead, as you can see, but the lower one, we'll say, it wasn't really a low one, but it was a bit lower, has released out lovely. And we were driving then, I was thinking, Bob's not realised how good a line that was because it's just taken that little bank lovely, but that's like 3 feet away. Oh, 2 feet away, isn't it? 2, maybe a foot. Could be a foot. But really, really pleased with that. And I think the true test of that would be when you are playing in those kind of windy conditions, if you're playing the links course, if you're playing all those kind of areas, because, you know what, Bob, I'd give myself that, I think. Really? Watch me miss that now. There we go, that's 1, 2. Yeah, so it's pitched here, and the actual full one's pitched here, and then obviously gone back on the... So it's just a nice area of control, realistically. If you are going to try to flight it down like I did try, it's going to release out more. So it's nice to know that you have that. Really, really enjoyed that as a shot, actually, both of them. A little bit hard done too with this one still having 30 feet left, but for 2 2s. Quite pleased with that, to be honest, to be frank. The one thing, it does feel clicky, you know, on the short puts. And I mean, you will get used to that. I remember once I changed from TP5 to TP5X a couple of years ago just to give it that kind of lower flight window with driver and to lower the spin. And the one thing that I took ages to get used to was that feel around the greens, that feel with the putter. I felt it not so much on the long one there, but the short one. But you do get used to it, kind of. 2 and a 3. Right, quite happy with that. So the changes in the driver, and I mean it's May in a couple of weeks and I still haven't decided what driver to be honest, I never decide what driver I'm going to use, do I, Rob? It just takes me all year, then we see the new stuff and then you get excited about that. But I did use the Paradigm Triple Diamond for the last 2 generations actually, the standard one and then of course the AI Smoke, and really enjoyed them. I played them at 9 degree, but now with the potential of having this golf ball and kind of matching them up, I think a lot of people who are going to be using the Triple Diamond driver will potentially just move into this Triple Diamond ball. But one thing I asked the guys at Callaway was, well, if I just loft up this driver, so it has that naturally higher launch and of course the high launch and low spin with the ball. Is that going to benefit me more? And they actually said, yeah, they were like, yeah, you're potentially going to see much more benefit. So we've got a drivable par 4 here over the corner. We're going to have to get the ball up quickly so we can have the carry to get there. And let's see if with a couple of goes we can stick one on this green. Really happy with the performance so far throughout the bag. Just a big, nice high cut would be ideal here. Do love the look of this head again. Now, if I was looking at that shot, visually I would say, you know what, that's too high for me. Like, I don't really like that higher ball flight. Gone a long way, that, hasn't it? Yeah, it looked really, really good. It came off nicely, and also you can tell it's not a high spinny flight. You can visually tell a ball flight when it's kind of rising up and spinning, but you can tell one when it's launched and a bit more of a knuckleball. That's exactly what we've had there. And yes, I am kind of tweaking the technique a little bit. I'm changing a little bit of what we're trying to do. But I think having the driver and ball combination is certainly a help. We have kind of chickened out of that line there. I'm going to go a bit further left now. Played for a cut and it went bang straight for once. That's a carbon copy, isn't it? So there's certainly, I think, something in this where I've caught that really nice and high out the face. Are they bang next to each other? Nice and high out the face there. So again, we're getting that element of low spin. And with this driver, with more loft, and with that ball that's allowing me to get that flight, we could be onto something. Let's finish up this hole. Let's play a couple more shots off the next tee with driver and see just how consistent this ball and driver combination can be for me and how it could potentially be for you. We've not even spoken about the movable weights yet, Bob, have we? No. Crazy. Crazy. Right, very, very consistent shots. And we actually had well, we had more than enough distance. I think we've probably been too much, to be honest. So with those ball flights, this is a pretty long drive for me, to be honest. Really, really happy with it. And we can really start to kind of test that short game spin now as well, because like we said, I have enjoyed it. And I feel like potentially there's a shot where I've done terribly there. Look at that. Are we going to miss that? We'll be all right, won't we? But what element are we going to get? You don't trust me here, do you, Bob? See, that feels like it's come out quite dead, but I suppose it's going to do from that lie, isn't it? I don't think you can necessarily plan to generate spin from like wispy rough into you. When you're testing golf balls, it's really important to know that it's not just going to be like a miraculous, oh my God, it spins from everywhere, because that doesn't happen, especially now with the, I say now, especially with the groove regulations from the last 10 or 12 years. Right, play a similar one. Certainly launches nice off the wedge. And it feels like plenty soft enough as well. I think there you're just playing the shot as you would hope to play it. Yeah, and it's coming out quite nicely, isn't it? I'm pleased with that. We'll take it. Right, again, a nice... And I do find myself having birdie chances as well. Not in just this video, but when I've been using them as well. And that's probably as important as anything, building a bit of confidence with a ball when you're changing it. Can we hold some putts with it? Oh, the putter is the one thing that takes some getting used to with the feel, but I'm getting a lovely roll off it still. So we'll not moan too much. So when it comes to ultimate kind of short game like this, it's a fairly simple chip, to be honest. You would hope you can get up and down the majority of the time. No one's going to get up and down 100% of the time here, but I would kind of probably rely on a little bit of spin on this shot. A lot of people would put this, a lot of people would play different shots. I like just using a bit of a sand wedge and hoping that, you know what, it actually, tour level short game, Bob, exactly. We've bought these balls and we now have Jon Rahm's short game. But they don't feel like, I wouldn't say they're ultimately spinning and stopping, but I do feel like they feel soft enough around here. They don't necessarily feel firm off the wedge, which is an interesting one because, see that one spun? You know what, I think they're actually just a really good ball, these, like an all-rounder, but then they're not going to be for everyone, are they? Let's hit some more drives, because we all know that's why people have tuned in. So numbers-wise with the driver, it actually performed really well with this ball combination. The ball performed pretty well with any driver that we tested with it, but for me, just having that kind of low spin setting with extra loft. So we have the 14 gram weight right at the front here. So this is really in its kind of lowest spin possible setting. Obviously you match that with the triple diamond low spin ball and it is going to be like a kind of 2000-ish spin, which dependent on strike location was pretty consistent as well. So I was really happy with that. And that's how I kind of could guess those with the visuals of the flight. Now, this is quite a tight driving hole. So we'll go over to this right hand side. We'll hit a couple and I want to see the consistency levels of where I can get them to finish, because yes, we are essentially chasing a bit of distance in this video with the ball and driver combination, but if we're going to sacrifice consistency and we're going to sacrifice like where the ball actually is, like is one in that field, is one in that lake and is one down the middle, probably not helping us too much. But that's not to say the ball couldn't work with a normal lofted up driver that's not a low spin monster. Right, same swing as on that last par 4. See, that's good, it's just left, Bob. Like that's up there, isn't it? Just not what we wanted for this test to kick off with, I'm not gonna lie. Quite upset by that really, but we'll carry on. Lovely shape, start that right and hit that. That'd do nicely. There we go. Now that feel and sound wise is everything I want. Distance wise, I'd say it's probably the same as well. That sounded different. Sounded different to shots I've hit in the past. Where's my tee gone? Hitting the buggy. Didn't that sound good? Just hit that every time and we're absolutely fine. Use this one. Because that's the shape as well that I really, really like. Right, so strike wise, tee's gone. We've done incredibly well. Location, we'll go and find them, but not so much. Let's see what the middle one did, because that's the one. I'm really pleased with that one. So this is the one we would probably focus on, but we did, yeah, we found them both, just not exactly where you'd want them. But I do think there's something in that. And a lot of people will say, oh, the driver's not for you because you've just hit it left twice. Driver hasn't been my forte this year, but I do feel like for me, if I'm going to conquer that, I need to have like a solid plan of attack. I need to think, right, I'm actually going to work on the game, but I'm going to make sure that I'm hitting up on it, make sure I'm not coming across it, and make sure that the driver and the ball combination can give me the best possible results. So that's where I'm at. That's what I'm thinking. What do we get kind of spin-wise here? Because this is quite a tough one. We're almost too close here. But how do these balls... We're on that tall level greenside performance, Bob, don't we? Yeah, that one spun quite nicely. And I do feel you're not losing out on much really with this ball. I don't feel like I've never had, you know, one that like dips out and falls out of its flight with driver or iron like you might be worried about. So all in all, really, really happy and definitely food for thought when you're thinking about what ball to go with in 2025.